Let's talk in British English. Arthur, a young man from far-off lands, harbored a grand ambition to truly master British English. He dreamt of strolling through London, effortlessly conversing with locals, understanding every nuance of their charming accents. His initial attempts, however, felt rather like wading through treacle, slow and quite arduous, a formidable challenge. He meticulously studied grammar books, verb conjugations, and endless vocabulary lists, but found the words stubbornly refused to stick. The process felt mechanical, devoid of the vibrant life he knew English possessed. He yearned for a way to breathe life into his learning, something more engaging and genuinely effective for him. One crisp autumn morning, a friend suggested a novel approach. Let's talk in British English, Arthur, properly, like we're having tea. This simple invitation sparked a revelation, shifting his perspective from rote memorization to authentic interaction, a truly transformative moment. Arthur started dedicating evenings to English story reading. He devoured tales of Sherlock Holmes and Jane Austen, immersing himself in the language's natural rhythm and flow. This method helped him grasp complex sentence structures organically, without the dry academic explanations he had previously endured. He discovered that reading aloud significantly enhanced his pronunciation and intonation, making the words come alive. This active engagement was far more effective than silently scanning pages, proving a much more dynamic and impactful way to absorb new information. Then came the crucial step. Listen and practice, his friend urged. Arthur began listening intently to BBC radio programs, podcasts, and British films, paying close attention to various regional accents. He found himself captivated by the diversity of spoken English. He practiced mimicking the speaker's intonation, rhythm, and specific vowel sounds. This wasn't about perfect replication, but rather about developing an ear for the authentic sounds of British English. It felt like learning a new musical instrument, full of subtle nuances. Understanding how people speak English became his new obsession. He observed native speakers in their natural habitat, noting their colloquialisms, idiomatic expressions, and casual conversational fillers. It was an anthropological study of language truly fascinating. He realized that everyday conversation often deviates significantly from textbook grammar, offering a richer, more authentic learning experience. This insight liberated him from rigid rules, allowing him to embrace the fluidity of real-world communication with greater ease. The challenge of how to remember words remained. Flashcards seemed monotonous. He started associating new words with vivid images, short stories, or even peculiar sounds. This mnemonic technique proved remarkably effective, making retention far simpler. For example, he imagined a quaint cottage with a quacking duck inside, linking the sound and image to the meaning. Such absurd connections made words unforgettable, transforming a tedious task into an enjoyable, creative exercise for his mind. He also began using new vocabulary immediately in sentences, even if only to himself. Active recall, he learned, was paramount. The more he used a word, the more deeply it embedded itself in his long-term memory, becoming readily accessible. The fear of how to talk to anyone in English was his next hurdle. He felt a lump in his throat whenever he considered initiating a conversation. The anxiety of making mistakes loomed large, almost paralyzing him completely. His friend, ever patient, encouraged him to start small. Just say hello to the shopkeeper, ask for directions, she suggested gently. These tiny steps felt monumental at first, but each successful interaction boosted his confidence significantly. He joined a local English conversation club, a slightly nerve-wracking but ultimately rewarding experience. Surrounded by fellow learners and friendly native speakers, he found a safe space to practice how to talk in English without judgment. These sessions were informal, focusing on natural dialogue rather than grammatical perfection. Participants shared stories, debated current affairs, and simply chatted, creating an environment where speaking flowed freely and authentically. Arthur discovered that mistakes were not failures, but valuable learning opportunities. Every mispronounced word or grammatical error provided feedback, guiding him towards greater accuracy and fluency in his verbal expressions. He learned to rephrase when misunderstood, and to ask for clarification when he didn't grasp something. This adaptive approach made conversations less intimidating, fostering genuine connection rather than constant self-correction. The concept of how to learn English broadened for him. It wasn't just about textbooks. It was about living the language, integrating it into his daily routine, making it an enjoyable part of his existence. He started labeling objects around his flat in English, thinking in English whenever possible, and even writing short journal entries. This immersion strategy surrounded him with the language, making it feel less foreign. He engaged with English media beyond just learning materials. He watched British TV shows for entertainment, listened to UK music, and even followed British sports teams, making learning feel less like a chore. These activities provided rich context for new vocabulary and cultural nuances. He started understanding British humor and subtle social cues, bridging the gap between mere linguistic competence and true cultural understanding. Arthur began to articulate the best way to learn English as a holistic process. It wasn't one magical trick, but a combination of consistent effort, diverse strategies, and an unwavering positive attitude. He understood the importance of consistency, even if it was just 15 minutes a day. Small, regular efforts accumulated into significant progress over time. Much like drops of water eventually form a mighty river. The best way involved active engagement. Not just passively receiving information, but actively producing and interacting with the language. This proactive approach accelerated his learning trajectory dramatically. It also meant embracing discomfort, stepping out of his comfort zone to speak with strangers to make mistakes was crucial for growth. This willingness to stumble was a hallmark of true progress. Arthur's confidence soared. He no longer hesitated when an opportunity arose to talk to anyone in English. His once shy demeanor transformed into an approachable, eager conversationalist, ready for any chat. He found himself effortlessly navigating conversations in bustling markets, lively pubs, and serene parks. The fear had dissipated, replaced by a genuine enjoyment of human connection through shared language. He could now discuss complex topics with clarity and express his opinions without searching for words. His fluency was becoming a natural extension of his thoughts, a testament to his persistent hard work. The joy of understanding nuanced jokes and witty banter was immense. It felt like unlocking a secret level of comprehension, truly connecting with the spirit of British culture through its distinct linguistic flavor. His journey was a living example of how to learn English effectively. He shared his methods with others, inspiring many to embark on their own linguistic adventures with renewed enthusiasm and determination. He emphasized the power of English story reading for both vocabulary acquisition and cultural immersion. Stories, he argued, provide context that isolated words simply cannot offer, making learning much more memorable. He encouraged everyone to listen and practice diligently, stressing the importance of active listening and immediate application. The ear, he believed, was just as vital as the tongue in language learning. Observe how people speak English, he advised, not just what they say. Understanding nonverbal cues, intonation shifts, and conversational patterns offered invaluable insights into true fluency. For how to remember words, he advocated for personalized mnemonic techniques and immediate usage in context. Repetition, yes, but intelligent, meaningful repetition that forged strong neural connections. He recounted tales of his own struggles with how to talk to anyone in English, reassuring new learners that fear was normal, but conquerable through consistent, brave attempts at communication. The more you push yourself, he'd say, the easier it becomes to talk in English fluidly. Every single conversation, no matter how brief, built momentum and chipped away at apprehension. Arthur's transformation was remarkable. From a hesitant beginner, he had become a confident communicator, proving that the best way to learn English truly exists for those dedicated enough to find it. He was a testament to the fact that passion, combined with practical, consistent application, could lead to extraordinary linguistic achievements, far beyond what he initially thought possible for himself. His story echoed through the learning community, a beacon of hope for countless individuals grappling with the complexities of mastering a new language. He proved patience and perseverance truly paid off. Now, whenever he heard someone ask, how to learn English, Arthur had a comprehensive, personal narrative to share, rich with actionable advice and relatable experiences for every aspiring speaker. He often started by recounting his initial frustrations, creating an immediate bond with fellow learners who shared similar experiences. This empathy made his advice all the more impactful and trustworthy. His focus on Let's Talk in British English wasn't just about accent, but about understanding the cultural fabric woven into the language, from polite expressions to characteristic humor, a truly immersive experience. He particularly enjoyed helping others discover the nuances of British idioms, explaining that knowing what's the crack or having a natter brought a unique flavor to their conversations, enhancing understanding. Arthur's success wasn't accidental. It was the result of a deliberate, joyful commitment to the process. He embraced every challenge as an opportunity to grow, turning obstacles into stepping stones effortlessly. He often held impromptu English story reading sessions for friends, demonstrating how narratives could make learning vocabulary and grammar an engaging, almost magical experience, full of vivid imagery. He'd also share specific podcasts and YouTube channels for listen and practice, guiding learners towards authentic, everyday British conversations, helping them attune their ears to natural speech patterns effectively. When discussing how people speak English, he highlighted the importance of context and social cues, explaining that language is always part of a larger interaction, not just isolated words. For how to remember words, he advocated for spaced repetition combined with personal meaning, suggesting learners connect new terms to their own lives and experiences for deeper, lasting recall. And for how to talk to anyone in English, his advice was simple. Just open your mouth. Even a small hello starts the journey. Be brave, be curious, and embrace every single opportunity. He emphasized that mastering how to talk in English was a continuous journey, not a destination. There would always be new words, new expressions, and new nuances to explore and enjoy. Arthur's passion was infectious. He truly believed that the best way to learn English was the one that sparked joy, curiosity, and consistent engagement, tailored to each individual's unique learning style. His story became a testament to the power of perseverance and the immense rewards of linguistic proficiency. He truly lived the language, connecting with countless people across cultures. And so Arthur, the once hesitant learner, became a fluent, confident speaker, his British English as natural as his native tongue. A true ambassador for effective language acquisition through dedication and joy. His journey proved that anyone could master British English by embracing consistent practice, active listening, adventurous reading, and courageously talking, transforming a dream into a vibrant, everyday reality.